Hello, Blue Lions. This is General Bishop Wraith again. We're going to go over a guide on the messaging system. We have a new private messaging system I installed yesterday, so let's get to it. You can get to your messages by going to the top menu here where it says Messages. It is account specific, so if you visit that, it's going to show you your messages, not mine. You need to make sure you're logged in. So, if you're not logged in, I have a video on how to do that. But there's a login form here. This may or may not stay there, but you can always go to the login link, or you can go to the forums, the new ones, and there's a login link on that. So we're going to go into our messages. Mine's going to look a little different than yours, and that's just because I have admin privileges. However, the only thing that's really different is this new announcement button here. That allows me to send announcements to groups of people. We'll cover that at the end of this. Let's just get into the new stuff. It defaults you into your message box. So here are some messages I've got. And you'll notice sometimes they show 2 people, sometimes they show more than 2 people. That's because we now have group messaging. Yay! You don't have to sit there and remember to type everybody you want to receive the message every time you send a message. We can actually create group chats. So let's say I want to start a new message. We just click the new message button. And here we go. And here we just can start typing who we want to type to. So let's say I want to send a message to my test staff member. It's going to update. There he is. And let's do a test bishop. I think I've got one of those too. There's a test bishop account. So if I wanted to send a message to this person and this person, you can put it, I think as many as you want on here. You can just do that. Then we type subject line. This is my test message. And then the cool thing about this is we now have a WYSIWYG, what you see is what you get editor here. Same as you'll see on the forums. Gives us a lot of, we can do subscript, superscript, strike through. We can left, right. We can change the colors, background colors, all that stuff. So that's new. Don't have the military smileys here yet, but I'll find out a way to do that. We do have those on the forums. I just don't have it on the text editor yet, or for the messages. You can get rid of this bottom line if you're not going to get into this fancy stuff by clicking toggle toolbar. Boom, there it goes. This is your visual here, so I can say, hey, check out youtube.com. And it looks pretty similar between visual and text, but now if I highlight youtube.com and click this insert edit link, I can then say https://www.youtube.com and hit this enter button for apply. We will now see that this is an underlined link. And if I go to my text here, this shows me plain text. It shows the HTML code for that. The reason I'm covering this is because the way these private messages are set up is it will auto parse any link that you do not create a link on. So if I do something like https://www.ncbluelions.com and then, oh, you can now attach, this is how you would attach images. You can attach image files, basically document files here, and send files to people with this. That's pretty simple. So you've used it on plenty of websites, but once I'm done, I'm going to send this message. Message is sent. If I want to view the message, there it is. So it's going to, all my sent and receiving messages all come in one spot. But we're going to play with that a little bit because I want to show you what this is like with an ongoing conversation. My test staff refreshes his page. Boom, right there at the top, we have one message unread. That's a new thing. You're going to get a notification at the top of your screen. You can get rid of it by clearing the X here, or you can go ahead and go to that message. There we go. So this is my test message. I wanted to open this up to show you what happens here. So you notice I did that insert link here for youtube.com, but over here I didn't do it. I just typed out a full URL. So it had the whole HTTP in there and everything. You'll notice it auto parsed it for me. It went to our home page and saw that this was called home, and then it like shorthanded it. Now I think if I close this and reopen it, it may try to do a mobile preview here. It's not doing it this time. I've seen it do it on in other messages. It can get kind of annoying. What it did was it thought I was viewing it in a mobile device, and so it actually did a preview of the entire page. It kind of went down over the top of this and actually showed the home page instead of just showing this link. So that's why if you're going to put a link in your messages, go ahead and either put some space below the link, or go ahead and use this insert edit link. If you use this insert edit link and actually put the link here to highlight it and edit it, then you're going to get a text link with an underline here. If you don't do that, it's like if it's a YouTube video, it'll insert a YouTube video into the private message. And that could be good or bad, but if you see it doing wonky things, just remember you can avoid that by highlighting your link, clicking insert edit link, and then putting the actual full link, the stuff up here in your URL. If you drop that down into that insert edit link, then it'll create this nice underlined link for you. I am pretty confident that if you were to go to YouTube and copy the link for a video and drop it in there and not do this, then it would actually give you a preview of that video, which is really cool. Anyway, so that is basically sending a message. I'm going to go ahead and reply to it. Hey, Bishop, this is my reply. And we're going to hit reply. If I go back to my other browser here where I've got Bishop loaded up, and I refresh the page, or if I click between pages, anything, I'm going to get a new notification here. And here's my test message. And that notification will go away the moment I open it, because it's only there to let me know I haven't read something yet. And so here's my reply here. And then here's the old video. There we go. So now that I'm checking it in the messages here, it's trying to populate this mobile version of the website. And that's not that cool, but it is if it's a YouTube video. If it's a web page, it kind of gets in the way. You see, it's just in the way of this other stuff. But that's why we want to use this insert edit link when you don't want that to happen. What I wanted to show you also with this threaded conversation here is you can toggle the messages, and it's going to switch between which message we're currently reading. You can also do that by clicking on the person's name. See, I can say here and open and close each message in this thread. That way I can see the whole conversation. Before we had to go back and look for the previous private messages and try to piece together the conversation. If you had multiple people replying and they were out of order, not anymore. This message system does a lot of cool stuff. You'll see that it's got more there. So if Bishop says, hey bud, I got your reply. Ignore that, I fat fingered a button. Got your reply. Let's try a YouTube link. Doing some experimentation on my how-to video. Here we go. So I'm just going to drop that link in there. Boom. There's my YouTube link. And let's play with this. I'm going to go ahead and choose a file. And let's drop in an image here. You'll see that it added this image here, and I'm going to hit reply. All right, that's been sent. So let's go back to my other browser, refresh the page. I've got an unread message. Let's go back to that. Hey bud, I got your, let's try a YouTube link. Huh, it didn't work. Let's try a non-shortened YouTube link. Hey, this didn't... Oh, invalid token. Let's just go to message box. That's what I get for going back and forth on screens. Probably didn't like that. Let's go. Let's reopen this and see what we get. Nope. Alright. So let's try it on a different line. Hey, that link didn't parse. Let's try it on another line. And this time I'm going to click this insert edit link, but then I'm not going to close through on it. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. So you have to hit that blue button in order to actually put the underline. We don't want the underline. We're going to test to see what happens with just that. There it is. Boom. So the URL needs to be on its own separate line, and it will auto parse. If it is not on its own separate line, then as you saw above, it just left it there without, it's not even clickable. But dropping it down on its own separate line, there it is. So now they can watch the video right there in the PM. Pretty cool stuff. Okay, so then we can go into settings. Here's where you can allow others to send me messages. You can just turn it off and say, I don't want any messages from you. You can get it to email you. You can get it when new announcements going out, and you can even block other users. That's pretty cool too. And I just got noise in my ear, which leads me to believe that the notification system actually will ding you as well. So let's go back. Announcements. This is where you would see a list of announcements. I sent myself a test announcement to all the users, so you guys probably got that too. You can also get a directory of everybody who's ever registered for the site. Now, I mean, this is going to let you see all the former members, everybody. But you can say here, you can find people, you can block them, you can send them messages. So that's an easy way. If you're not quite sure how to spell the person's name, you can find them there. I'm going to go ahead and switch over to my admin side again, just because I wanted to. This is for people who have the ability to do this. The only thing that normal members can't use on this system that admins can is this new announcement thing. This is pretty cool. So new announcement is going to be a notification that gets sent out separate from the message box. It goes into the announcement box to groups of people. And so this, I really want to stress this. If you want to send an announcement to every single member that's ever been a Blue Lions member, past, present, blocked, whatever, you're going to click subscriber. And that just lets us know that they subscribed to the website. However, they do not have forums access in order to actually use the forums unless they are a participant. So if I wanted to send an announcement out to all Blue Lions, not counting the generals, all the generals are a different class, but if you want all Blue Lions other than generals, then you would click participant, and then that's going to send an announcement out. And this is for admins only. Again, if you're a member, this isn't going to do much for you. But you can also, keymasters are going to be our admins for the forums. That's going to be all your generals and the outfit leader. So if I wanted to send one to all active Blue Lions and all admins, I'd check Keymaster and Participant. We don't use any of the rest of these really. This is all stuff that has to do with WordPress. This top row here, Keymaster is where the forums start, and this is actually where we monitor who's who. So the only two we're interested in is here's the admins, here's the members. You just type a message, same as before, hit send, and then everybody gets an announcement. And so that's how to use the new private messaging system. Pretty cool. You get the notifications, you do group messaging. I really like the fact that it's threaded so that when I have multiple people in a conversation and we're passing messages back and forth, I can see the whole message history. I mean, it just doesn't get cooler than that for a private messaging system. So that's it for the private message tutorial, and thanks guys.